This chapter is on subroutines, which is the method the microprocessor uses for jumping back and forth between the main program. Notice the program that I have shown and that I have drawn some arrows to show that when we get to a command called jump subroutine, the microprocessor will jump forward and execute a subroutine called delay. When it gets done with that subroutine, it executes a command called return from subroutine and it'll go right back to where it began. From there, it goes back and forth between another uh, loop, which I highlighted in green. In this way, we have a loop within a loop, and the microprocessor is always going back and forth in a loop. The microprocessor can jump back and forth because there's an area of memory, very low in memory, that stores certain commands. When a jump to subroutine is called, then the microprocessor takes the contents of accumulator A and accumulator B and condition code register and other things like the index register X and Y and begins to stack them in this memory location like plates, one on top of each other. The last thing that is put in the stack is the contents of the program counter. And then the contents of the program counter is put into another register called the stack pointer. When the microprocessor is done executing a subroutine, it goes to the stack pointer and finds the program count, and then it also takes the other commands that were put on the stack and executes them in reverse. And in this way, it goes right back to where it came from, and it restores all the registers as they were before the subroutine. There was a time when the microprocessor only had one accumulator. In that case, the programmer had to use the stack for certain commands. For instance, maybe you had to put the contents of accumulator A onto the stack, or maybe the contents of index register X into the stack. But the point is that whatever you put onto the stack, you had to take off from the stack. And this was called balancing the stack. If the stack was out of balance, then the microprocessor would crash. The commands were push accumulator A, pull accumulator A, push accumulator X, pull accumulator X. Fortunately, those days are gone, and now the microprocessor has more accumulators, and we don't have to worry about the stack.